stop for a moment. Just pause. Take a deep breath. Now, notice the silence, the space between the sounds, the air in the room. We are trained to focus on the noise, the action, the words, but the most important information isn't in the words, it's in the space around them. And this is the key to understanding a powerful, unspoken social rule that only highly observant people truly grasp.
Do you ever leave a conversation feeling off? Like you said all the right things, but something didn't quite connect? Or maybe you're the quiet one in a group, feeling like you're watching a movie that no one else can see.
You notice the tiny flicker of disappointment in a friend's eyes, even when they say, "I'm fine." You hear the hesitation in a yes that really means, "I'm not sure, but I don't want to disappoint you." This hyper-awareness can feel incredibly isolating. It's like you're operating on a different frequency, picking up signals that everyone else seems to miss. Let's be clear, this is not a flaw. You're not too sensitive or overthinking. Your brain is simply doing its job exceptionally well. Most people focus on explicit communication, the words being said. This is the positive space of a conversation. But observant people are naturally tuned into implicit communication. The tone of voice, the pauses, the body language, the things left unsaid. This is the negative space, and it contains more truth than the words themselves. Your brain's social surveillance system, largely governed by the prefrontal cortex and mirror neurons, is constantly scanning for these cues. It's looking for congruence, a match between the words and the energy. When they don't align, your limbic system flags it as a potential social threat. That's that off feeling you get. The unspoken rule is to learn how to consciously read and interact with this negative space. When you master this, you don't just hear people, you understand them. So how do we do this? It starts with simple, micro actions. Here are a few to try. First, master the intentional pause. When someone finishes speaking, our instinct is to immediately fill the silence. We want to prove we were listening by offering a solution or a related story.
Don't. The next time, just wait. Count to 3 in your head before you say a single word.
In that silence, 2 things happen. First, you give the other person space to elaborate. Often, the most important statement comes after the first one, in that moment of quiet trust. Second, you give yourself time to truly process what they said beyond the surface level. You stop reacting and start responding. This simple pause transforms you from a conversational partner into a conversational witness. It is a profound sign of respect. Second, listen for the question behind the question. People rarely ask for what they truly need. They communicate in code. Your job as an observant person is to gently decipher it. Someone asks, "Are you busy on Saturday?" The surface question is about your schedule. The question behind it might be, "I'm feeling lonely and would love some connection." A colleague says, "This project is fine." The surface statement is about progress. The feeling behind it could be, "I'm overwhelmed but afraid to admit I'm struggling." Don't jump to solve the surface problem. Acknowledge the underlying feeling. Instead of just saying, "Yes, I'm free," try, "It sounds like you're looking to get out and do something fun. I'm free." Instead of saying, "Let me know if you need help," say, "That project sounds really demanding. I'm impressed with how you're handling it." You're not being a mind reader, you're being an emotion reader, and it makes the other person feel deeply seen. Third, track the conversational energy. A conversation isn't static. It's a living thing with its own energy flow. Pay attention to how that energy shifts. When you introduce a certain topic, does the other person physically lean in? Does their voice become more animated? That's a green light topic. They are engaged and feel safe. When you mention something else, do they subtly lean back, cross their arms? Does their voice flatten? That's a yellow light. They are becoming uncomfortable or disengaged. Highly observant people use this information not to be nosy, but to be kind. They gently steer the conversation back towards the green lights. This makes you an incredibly pleasant person to talk to. People won't know why they enjoy conversations with you so much. They'll just know that they feel good and at ease. Those are the tools. The pause, listening for the echo, and tracking the energy. But they all serve one single, powerful purpose. And this is the most important advice in this entire video. The unspoken social rule that governs all others is this. Your goal is not to prove you are observant. It is to make the other person feel seen. Observation without empathy is just surveillance. It creates distance. It makes you an analyst, not a friend. But observation combined with a genuine desire to understand and comfort, that is a superpower. The real skill is managing the emotional space between you and another person. Think of yourself as the host of the conversation. Is the temperature right? Is the lighting soft? Is the chair comfortable? Your job is to make your conversational guest feel safe, welcome, and valued. When you use your observations to do this, to patiently wait for them, to validate their unspoken feelings, to steer towards what brings them comfort, you are practicing the deepest form of respect. Trust is built in these silent moments of consideration, not in the cleverness of your words. This isn't about being fake or manipulative. It's the opposite. It's about being so genuinely present, so attuned to another human being, that your attention becomes an act of care. You stop performing and start connecting. The world is loud. Everyone is fighting to be heard. The most radical and connecting thing you can do is to be the person who truly listens, not just to the words, but to the spaces in between. So the next time you're with someone, try it. Slow down, quiet your own mind, and just notice. Notice the space, because that's where connection lives.